Some great viewer questions we're going to answer today. Using the furnace with electric heat or propane? Do I receive factory support? And what in the hell is the smoke detector cover hanging from the ceiling? Stay tuned. So hey, Go Small, Live Large viewers, thanks for tuning in today. My name is Scott. I am your host. Appreciate each and every one of you tuning in today. This channel, Go Small, Live Large, is dedicated to van life in a Travato GL, which I'm currently residing in full-time. The fascinating people we're going to meet along our journey and the interesting places we are moving around the country visiting. Today's Q&A Friday, and I got some really great questions from viewers. Man, they're just pouring in. You guys and gals are just so awesome, so thank you for bringing that up. And just a couple of quick shout-outs before we start answering questions. I have two demos today. One is the fire alarm, one is the propane switch system. But I want to give a big shout-out to C. Petrick. Connie wants to alert me that having some frustrations on my website and the YouTube landing page. Wants to keep up with the latest, but it's difficult to do that. Connie, great observation, and I'm working really diligently to get the website rebuilt. I keep adding so much content that I'm actually running into template issues and constraints. So stay tuned, and for the YouTube channel, I got a lot of work to do there on the actual organization of the videos. So just beg your patience, another couple, 3 weeks, and you'll see some improvements there. Thank you for that. And from CC, from Chuck, who commented on using the freshwater hose to flush the black tank. While that video was pretty strong, there was some discussion, I'll say, around using freshwater hose to use for Santee flush purposes. So Chuck outlines a really nice reason to not do that. So I have made a best practice now, and I am actually using a separate hose for black flush and non-potable water uses. So big shout out to Chuck for bringing that to my attention. Give me a pretty good reason why. Thank you, Connie and Chuck, for your responses. Let's get into today's question. So the first question tonight comes from Adam Luran. He says, hey brother, although I thought you could run the heater without the inverter using propane. So let me show you this. So the Truma system, let me fire this up. Bring this close so you guys can see this. So the Truma system has, for heating mode, I'm going to push you rotate the outer ring to select a program, you push the middle button to confirm, and then you turn the temperature up, and you again kind of press to confirm. Now the energy is the flashing propane tank and electric bolt, I guess. So I'm going to push this, and that gives the options, and you can see that there is gas only, mix 1, mix 2, meaning electric and propane. I think there's 2 elements for electricity, and that's hence the mix 1 and 2, and electric again 1 and 2, again for 2 different settings. Now interestingly, I'm glad that just popped up, that little exclamation point in the triangle, indicating that I do not have propane on currently. The evening where I was kind of forced to use electricity, I didn't have propane turned on outside. There are 2 propane switches, this being the inside switch, and we'll show you the outside switch. So the propane cutoff and fill is right here. This is where you fill, and then this is the master on-off propane switch. So I had that turned off that night, which is a override to the interior system. So and the reason it was that in that state is I just filled the propane, the guy turned it off, I forgot to turn it back on. So let's just turn it on so that now I can manage the propane from the inside. And this is the safety release valve that they fuss with when they fill the propane. Because it was literally the middle of the night, 2:30 in the morning, I did not want to get up and turn the exterior propane valve on. So that's why I chose the electric only. So again, you have a couple of choices. Electric, well, 3 choices. Electric or propane or a mix of both for your energy sources here. And the best and highest BTU output is using both. And I've found that the electric consumption for energy is about the same as air conditioning when you're using both electric elements. So we're going to do a separate video on that because it gets a little technical. Don't want to get into that tonight, but it's a great question, and the answer is yes. You can use electric or propane only on each, or a mix of both. So again, this has to be on, but the Truma system requires the 110 volt AC, so the inverter to be turned on and running. So while you may be just using propane only, it does require the inverter to be turned on for 110, which is no big deal because you simply, as you guys know, you just turn this on. So now I've got 30 amp service, watch, 30 amp service, and you'll see here that the this is going to go away in a second. We're going to do mix 2. And so the triangle went away, indicating that it has all the resources now available that the Truma system needs. It needs 110 volt to operate, so inverter must be on. And the then you have a choice of electric only heat or propane only heat, or a mix of the two, propane and electric. So that's how that works. Great question, Adam. Thank you for asking about that. And the next question comes from viewer John Grant. John, you ask a great question here, which is, well, he says, enjoy your videos. Thank you, John. Do you receive factory support from Winnebago? Now, I'm assuming you're not talking about warranty work. I'm assuming, John, that you're talking about money, the moolah. And the short answer is no. I get zero compensation, zero support, zero anything special for my crowing about my Winnebago Travato. Now, I have had conversations with those folks at Winnebago that I met at the January Tampa RV Super Show, and have been in touch with them and would love to put together a collaboration project, but I'm getting absolutely nothing from Winnebago for my, again, commentary on the Travato. And you know, maybe someday that will change. I would sort of like it to change, but with sponsorship comes responsibilities and restrictions, and I'm not sure I'm wanting to go there. There's some other ways I think we can work together, but no, I'm not receiving any factory support from Winnebago financially, or any special treatment that I'm aware of or I'm seeing directly. So I just want to make that clear. Great question, appreciate that. Simple answer, not getting any. And the next question comes around one topic from 2 different viewers. So Keith Messner from Australia. Holy cow. Keith, thank you for your comment. Great video, Scott. Keep them coming. Keith's question is, I did notice that your smoke detector was disconnected, and reason or just when cooking. Smoke detector. I guess I'm an international sensation. Australia. That is so awesome. And then John from St. Augustine, Florida, from Scrapwood Design, simply asks basically the same question. Another great video. Why was the cover hanging from the smoke alarm? So I'm glad you guys asked that, because this is kind of a bugaboo I have about this design, the way the Winnebago's designed this. Let me show you this. Okay, the first situation is, we know that the stove is right here, but where is the placement of the smoke detector? Well, that would be like right above it. So the minute this thing does anything except get hot and boil water, this thing goes off. I'm going to show you that by frying an egg. The other thing that's super odd to me is that this is the sink, and this is a non-GF, you know, fault-tolerant circuit breakery by water outlet. This is a standard outlet. Can you guys see that? This is just a standard outlet. But guess where the GFCI outlet is? Well, it's conveniently placed right here, not anywhere near the water. So that to me is a little bit of a mystery. But tonight's question is on this guy right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fry an egg, and I'm going to show you how easy this thing is to set off And that is why when I am cooking, I simply unlatch the cover, take the battery out like that, and leave this hanging. I put the battery right here so I know to replace it when I'm done cooking. Because I don't want to, you know, disable this, but it's functionally useless when cooking because it truly goes off in a second. Let me show you this. All right, so what I'm going to do is, you got the glass lid up. I'm going to start the propane, and you do that by holding down the ignition button. Hear that clicking? Maybe you'll be able to see it. So there's an electrostatic charge that goes to both burners here. I'm going to turn on one gas, this front gas. Hold that down. Move my head. And now the propane is running. So we'll get the pan hot. So again, the smoke detector is in. It's right above here. I've got no windows open. So we'll let the egg drop in. Let's do 2. Maybe we'll have breakfast for dinner tonight. So again, just cooking an egg here, or 2 as it were. So not doing anything overly smoky at this point. But again, the smoke detector is right above this. I do not have the ceiling fan open. I have no windows open. So it might slightly exacerbate the problem, but generally it happens every time. Let me get my spatula. It's funny, you can definitely tell I'm parked in the street because the eggs are puddling up on one side of the pan. Okay, so we're getting a little action here. Let's give those bad boys some salt and pepper. I don't know about you guys, I just love eggs. There's something about the magic of the whites and the sunny yolk that just makes me happy. All right, let's turn these bad boys over. Hopefully. And there, boys and girls, the result we were looking for. That is why I disconnect the smoke detector while I'm cooking, because it turns on, goes off, whatever, every time, except boiling water. Doesn't do it when I'm boiling water. So there you go. Great question, John and Mr. Australia, Keith. Great question. Okay. So one reason I leave the cover dangling and the battery parked right here is to remind me to put it back in, because this is extremely important. And the fat end goes on the driver's side facing, so like this, backwards, goes in, snaps in, and just like that, you're good to go again. So don't forget to put it back in, but you might want to take it out when you're cooking because it's noisy. So hopefully you got a little something out of that. Talked about the smoke alarm, talked about the propane, and we talked about the fact that I am not being supported by Winnebago in any way, except with warranty support, which we know has worked pretty well so far. So please like, That's by giving it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Share this video. If you know somebody looking for an RV or want to do full-time or do van life or is just Travato curious, sure appreciate a share. Comment. I pick some of the best questions of the week and answer them on Friday like today. Again, we're getting really close, ladies and gentlemen, to hitting 2,000 subscribers. You might remember that just less than 90 days ago in about mid-January, we were just about to cross 1,000. So in less than 90 days, we're getting close to 2,000 subscribers. So that is a very, very special milestone for me. Appreciate all your support. Until we meet again, I wish you to journey on. This is my fire alarm egg, and this is good. You guys gotta try this out. If you're into Asian food at all, I kind of ran across this by accident. This is chili oil with black bean, and I get it at an Asian market typically, and it's pretty spicy but super flavorful. And these little black things are actually the black bean that soaks in this kind of fried chili and oil. And I gotta tell you, it is the best breakfast. I typically eat it with fried egg and rice. I don't have any rice right now. So check this out. Try your culinary taste buds. Remember, part of the channel objective here is to do something different. Get out of your comfort zone. When you normally say no, say yes. Try it out.